Hello, this is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. About a month ago, I did a video blog on the end of the Mortgage Indebtedness Relief Act that ends this year. And what this was done for in terms of Congress was try to encourage people to do a short sale instead of going to foreclosure, helping the lenders out because they lose less money in a short sale. So I gave the example of if you took a $50,000 loss and you had a 25% tax bracket and you went into foreclosure and that income is reported as a 1099 income to the IRS, you would owe the IRS $12,500. So talking about the serious consequences. And at this point, I wouldn't want to depend on Congress to extend this. We know this is an election year. We know that even in the best of times right now that the Republicans and Democrats are not doing anything together, it seems like. So the chances are there that they may extend it, but I wouldn't want to depend on it. And so what I want to do right now is talk about a timeline. Let's say that you're being proactive, you're 3 months behind, and you know, hey, I'm not going to make it up. I've got a hardship, either medical, job loss, whatever it happens to be that's acceptable to the lender, and you want to do a short sale. Well, let's say that by the time we get it on the market, we get all your paperwork in that you need to give to the lender, it's March 1st. So we start marketing the property. So let's say it takes 90 days to really get a solid contract. That's March, April, May, and so we're into June now before we can ever submit that contract to the lender. And so now we have the contract and we've got to get some new documents from you. So in June, we send that to the lender. And if you have a single mortgage, that's going to be 60 to 90 days, depending on who the lender is. 90 is probably a little bit more likely. So now we're June, July, we're at August, towards the end of August, looking at September. So now let's say we have finally an approval. Well, we still have 30 days to close. So now we're into October. So there's only 2 months left, and that's only if you get a buyer that doesn't go out of the contract during this particular period of time, and you only have one mortgage in which to deal with. So now let's add a second mortgage to this. Well, there may be at least another 30 days, possibly 60 days. So you can see how we're now into maybe November, possibly even December, and you're listing the property on March 1st. And let's say that you have a third-party lien. That can be a problem. We have to negotiate with someone like a homeowners association, or even worse, where you have an IRS or a state tax lien that we have to see if we can get partially removed from, at least from the home. And so complications can set in and can take us to the end of the year. And this is some serious money. And in most cases, most of these losses are higher than that. $100,000, $25,000. So here's the deal. If you're in a 28% tax bracket and you get a bill a year later, guess what? There's also interest and penalties on there. So here's the deal, guys. You know, the lottery may not come in for you. There's a couple of million chances to one that possibly you might win the lottery, probably more like about 20 million to one. We really can't depend on something miraculous happening to you. We can't depend on Congress to extend this act. So really what it comes down to is you've got to act now. You've got to talk to us, people who are in this field, professionally doing it day after day, and talk about your alternatives. Will a loan modification gain you extra time? Is it something that will solve your problems, or is it going to just make things worse? Is it a situation where you really need to get out of that house and you need to do a short sale? These are the things that we want to deal with you. But let me tell you, even though this is February right now, it takes time to do a short sale. We have a hard time sometimes getting other realtors to, show the short sales or show their clients. They're worried about it. So it's a difficult thing to do. And the longer you wait, the greater chance is that you're going to lose out on this. Now, we can still relieve you some other things, like possibly a deficiency judgment by the lender. But it's very, very important that you understand that the IRS can take your salary, they can take your bank account, they will get their money. And we want to do everything that we can to make sure this doesn't happen. So if you are a financially distressed homeowner in Oklahoma City, don't pretend that things are necessarily going to get better. We need to talk now about what your alternatives are. So you can get a hold of me at joe@joepryor.com to discuss this. will be confidential. We're not going to tell anybody about it. It's just you and us one-on-one telling you what your options are. You can also go to our website, avoidforeclosureoklahoma.com. It is updated on a monthly basis with things that you need to know, changes that are going on in the system. I have a blog that there's over 210 entries of different pieces of information that I believe can be helpful to you. So act now. Do not wait. We want to help you avoid a problem with the IRS. We want to get you out of a bad situation, get you into a short sale or a loan modification. We're here to help. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.